Hi.
Hi.
So can you please tell us your name and what you do?
Yeah, I'm Michael Doe Kwametsey, affectionately called MD Kwametsey. I used to be a banker, but now I'm into nutrition and fitness, basically.
So what happened to the banking dream?
My perception about banking wasn't what, I realized to be the case. I thought working in the bank, I was going to have almost all the money and do whatever I wanted to do and all that. Then, I later realized that I was more or less like a security to people's wealth, and my life became much more sedentary, routine, and I'm that kind of person who would always want to, be creative, innovative, but the space wasn't really, really encouraging that. So it felt to me like I was much more stuck by way of the kind of things I would want to do, fulfillment. Self-fulfillment wasn't really part of, the job. So when I later, got to understand the nutrition and fitness business, well, I gave it a try, for a couple of months. And I realized that aside the fact that my passion is there, it's also something that I could really monetize and could help me. So I decided to shift into entrepreneurship, using nutrition and fitness as a tool to doing that. So I'd say that's what has kept me for the past 14 years. Traveled
14?
14 years.
Okay.
Traveled around the world. And do train people from the UK, US, Canada, and all those kind of places. Asia too.
What's the name of your fitness? Is the your
Yeah, it's actually Kwametsey Fitness, but then I partnered with Herbalife Nutrition, so yeah, I do.
So who are some of these top people that you have trained so far? Or you don't like to mention their names?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, they're your clients, the CPs. But
Several.
how is the fitness business in Ghana?
Fitness business in Ghana, it's a good business, because people are becoming much more aware of their health, and when you look at the statistics, the potentials are endless.
Okay.
Yeah, because from time to time, Ghana Health Service will come with numbers, and in the case of lifestyle problems, talk about diabetes, high blood pressure, and all that. The numbers have not been less than 40% in almost all their studies of adults who are having such kind of issues. So it tells you that, the potentials with regards to the solutions that could be provided are endless. Yeah.
So you also this nutrition. So that means you put people on the kind of things you're supposed to eat. Like what's it? So what is the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian?
Well, those are technical issues that I may not necessarily want to delve into. I wouldn't want to pride myself as a dietitian or a nutritionist and all that. I am simply an individual who is very much passionate about health and nutrition, and using that to help myself and to help any other persons who
So
want to be helped. Yeah.
so as a health and nutritional personnel, that means like you put people on some kind of diet and all this and
Yeah, my way of work actually, I've come to realize that people have various or different metabolism or body types and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are tools that we use to check not only one's weight, by weight usually must match your height, and is what is largely referred to as body mass index, BMI. And over the years, BMI, even though had tremendously helped, had also had its own lapses by way of the fact that sometimes people keep their healthy BMI, but then the fat component of their weight is also something that could be worked on.
Yeah.
And so we use a tool called the Body Composition Analyzer. And so this, aside the fact that it helps you to monitor your BMI, also indicates if there are any excess fats and at which parts. So this scans your body system and identifies fats if there are any unhealthy fats, and at the same time determines the quality of your muscles, your bone density, water composition, and all that. So based on that, we can do recommendations as to what you need to work on. So we usually personalize programs, for our client. We just don't give them broad spectrum recommendations. We personalize programs for them. There are some people, based on their situation and their lifestyle, vis-a-vis their ages, they need to include more lean protein in their diets rather than, refined carbs. And so we personalize their programs accordingly. There are people who perhaps may not need to add extra proteins to their diet, and then we also advise them, accordingly. There are some, even though they have the right body composition and fat, you realize that their bone densities are relatively low. So in such cases, you recommend bone building minerals for them, which includes, calcium, phosphorus, and all those other trace nutrients that they most of the time don't get in their regular diet. So personalization becomes a key component of most of the things you do.
I mean, I like that you mentioned the personalization because I know there are people that they put them on some kind of diet. Then they go like, okay, because I've been put on this diet, I think I can share with this person. But what you're trying to say is that the fact that it's working for me does not mean it will work for the
obviously
person.
Yeah.
So with all these things that you are saying, how expensive are you?
Oh, I'm not. Interestingly, when you say expensive, something being expensive is relative.
Okay.
Something that may not be expensive for one person may be expensive for another person based on their financial muscles and all that. But on the average, you are not expensive. Yes. So in Ghana, per meal, the individual spends like 150, 200, sometimes on meals, even more.
Yeah.
But if you are taking something that's a meal, it's around 30, 35 cedis, you realize that the average is cheap. Only that sometimes we don't sell daily consumptions. Maybe you do like 2 weeks or 1 month consumption, in which case you are buying kind of in bulk.
Okay.
If you want to consider that to be expensive, I don't think so. Based on the kind of values that you wouldn't be getting from the program. This program helps you to boost your metabolism, improve your energy levels and build lean muscle mass, shape up better. Some want to have flatter tummies, broader hips, and all that. And,
Okay. So you mentioned about traveling outside the country as well. So what are some of the things that you do when you go outside the country?
Traveling outside, I usually go for workshops, conferences to, improve upon my know-how, my skills in the business and all that. And aside that, at our end, you say live your best life, taking advantage of the opportunity to tour around the world, go to some archaeological sites, see things for myself, and it makes me, much more fulfilling. And I mean, my journey so far with this has really opened my eyes to begin to identify who I am as a person, how to really work on myself to the next level each time.
Okay, so what is that exercise that you recommend for the normal Ghanaian? Something that is you think it will be beneficial for a normal Ghanaian who has lived a very sedentary life and does not think maybe I can afford? Because when we hear these days, we feel like, oh, these people are so expensive, I can't afford, and all this kind. So what are some of the exercises you can recommend for normal Ghanaian?
Yeah, I mean, in our earlier discussion, we spoke about the fact that you like walking a lot. So brisk walking is something that I would encourage everyone to engage in. Aside that, jogging isn't bad either. And that aside, those of us who could be squatting, squats are also very good. I personally have realized this is subject to my own, opinion, that the life, largely rests within the brain and the spinal cord. And so almost everything that affects any part of your body kind of starts from the brain, yeah, and then, part of the spinal cord, yeah. So squats and then stretches, yoga exercises or movements also help stretch, such parts of the body. Yeah, so I mean, I would recommend such, yeah.
But I don't know, how do I put it? There's this kind of school of thought about yoga, how it has this kind of demonic connotation to it. Do you also fall into that school of thoughts?
It's rather unfortunate that in Ghana and we as Africa.
I mean, it's not just Africans. I think even people, I dream the white people too, because I've come across documentaries where I see white people also talk about how demonic yoga is. So I think let's limit it to like humans and yeah, let's do it like humans.
It looks like we humans, we don't really know who we are and the powers that we wield as human beings.
Okay.
And so a lot of the things that humanity has been told has been a lie. Okay. And so yoga, for me, yoga is one of the very powerful tools that one can use to self-actualize. Okay, yeah. Scientifically, yoga is good. I don't know why people are buying into such kinds of superstition, because yoga has a lot of science backing it. Yoga, I don't know about spirituality. Being spiritual to me is being scientific rather than being superstitious.
Okay.
And being spiritual is to me like things that are real but cannot be seen with your naked eye. It doesn't mean that they are not real, because peer-reviewed science had indicated that the human eye can see less than 1% of the electromagnetic waves in the environment that aid us to see things.
Okay.
So if you can't see it, doesn't mean it is not real. And it's not being seen by your naked eyes also doesn't mean that it's superstitious, because we really have to understand. Yeah.
So with what you are saying, does that mean what people are saying about yoga is true, that it invites evil spirits? Because they don't see it with their eyes, but they believe that's what happens, right? And that makes them, I really don't, it's then like spiritually, let's put even the superstitions aside, because people are of the notion that when even people are into these yoga positions and all those kind of things, it looks very demonic. The kind of styles they do, they look possessed. Do you get?
Okay.
And I watch. I mean, I don't know.
All right.
I just see things.
So what I want to tell you about this is that all this is a mind's game.
Okay.
It's
a lie that has been sold to us.
The life we are living is a life of exception.
Okay.
Whatever you think to be true,
it becomes true for you.
Yes, because such things guide your actions and your actions create your reality.
Okay.
So if you think something, you believe something to be bad and you act in that manner, you feel the effect of it. Okay, so it's a mind's game.
Okay.
let me give you, a typical example, all right, about this thing about yoga.
Okay.
There are certain yoga positions, perhaps, let's say, cross leg. Before I couldn't really cross my legs doing, yoga. But then with time, I began to cross my legs. The impact of crossing my legs have been so like tremendous. Okay. In that it has really, really helped me in terms of stretches at the back and on the brain. But I can't say that is a lie because, or that is evil. It is not evil. It's a positive thing that I'm feeling about it.
Yeah.
So something that I am doing that is helping me to become healthier, much more observant, understanding of myself. If someone tells me it's evil, the question is, have I received any evil impact from the act? The answer is no. Then I know that person who is trying to bedevil that is actually perhaps doing it on purpose.
Well noted. So, yeah. So let's move to, I've asked you some of the exercises you recommend for a normal Ghanaian, but what are some of the nutritional advice you can give to us? Because our food is like full of carbohydrates, a lot of oil. I don't know if because before I used to take this, I used to take fruits and vegetables. I wasn't consistent compared to now. So if there are any advice you can give to the normal Ghanaian when it comes to our food intake?
Yeah, my advice to my fellow Ghanaians is that, our mindsets, the things that we are being told, are things that as we are advancing in age, we have to think through and review ourselves. You see, growing up, we were taught in primary school and, the rest of our educational stages about food classes. And protein is a builder. Protein is a key or major component of the food classes.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we don't eat as much protein, especially lean protein. So let's revolve our meals around lean protein rather than carbohydrates. What I realized is that traveling to other places, when I'm on board the flights, the flight attendant, when it is time for them to serve meals, they will ask you chicken or fish, beef or fish. You see, they are focused on the protein and also going to countries and visiting or eating in restaurants and in hotels. They will ask you what you eat. And even if you look on the menu, the major things on the menu are protein. So they will say ham or seafood or that. It's all protein. Then the side becomes the carbohydrates. Sometimes some of the menu don't even have like major carbohydrates by their side. So it means that they understand that their main meal should revolve around protein rather than carbohydrates.
Yeah.
But if you ask a typical Ghanaian, what have you eaten today? They will say banku. They will not even mention the protein source. They will say fufu. They will not mention the protein source.
Yeah.
They will say rice. They will not mention the protein source. It is relegated to the background.
Yeah.
And basic science also informs us that carbohydrates convert to fat, or carbohydrates convert to sugar and to fat.
Yeah.
Proteins convert to amino acids that build your muscle mass. And the places where the metabolic activities take place is not in the fat, it's in the muscles. So if you really want to live a life of energy, of vitality, then you should be eating more proteins than the carbs and then the fats. So for me, that is a simple advice that I will give to all of us, that we should fine-tune our minds and shift the conversation from carbohydrate-based meal to protein-based meal. So if somebody asks you, what have you eaten today? You can say fish with
kinky.
With kenke. You see, so your attention is now being drawn to the protein source rather than the carbs.
The carbs.
What have you eaten today? Oh, I ate some goat meat with. Then you can mention the carbohydrates. So I think that can also help, conscientize us a lot more of the key things we should be eating. Yeah, in this case, protein. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's go to who is Kwame.
Who's Kwametsey?
Who is Kwametsey?
Well, Kwametsey is my name.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Kwametsey means the fulfilled one. It means a confident one. Yeah. So
Who are you?
who am I?
Yes, I mean, tell me more about Kwame. Apart from Kwame being a fitness person, a nutritionist, all these things I just said, the meaning of your name, like, who is the real you?
This question you are asking, it's like is in there too.
Yes, because I want to know.
Because if I want to tell you who I am, I would say that I am you in your projection. Do you get me?
Okay, Kwame, how was so? Let's go back. I mean, we are doing throwback. How was growing up like?
Well, I was born in a royal family. So growing up, I wasn't so much spending time with the kids of the hood that much. Much of my time was playing a role, perhaps as a linguist or supporting, my uncle in carrying out his chieftaincy activities, particularly in instances where he feels like some of these activities are so confidential that he may not have to include other people in, but still needed somebody to be there to witness them. So yeah, like I was mostly speak to that, and only in some few instances, perhaps we are in school and perhaps we coming back from school, then I would interact mostly with my colleagues.
So
It wasn't more of a hovering around and
not like the normal child lifestyle. But did that? I don't know. But how did that make you feel?
Oh, I was okay with it. I felt privileged to have already, started learning from the best of the best around, so yeah.
Did that did that make it difficult when it comes to making friends?
No, not really. I have friends.
You had your own
friends. I have my own friends. Only that, I won't settle for everyone as my friend. Like me, I'm a friend of everyone. Like we are friends, but I have my circle that, I would, call inner circle. Yeah. So right from my childhood, such experiences made me realize that I needed to really structure,
So,
friendship.
what school did you attend? I mean, the growing up, and when you're young, do you remember the school that you attended?
Yeah, mostly attended mission schools.
Okay.
I attended a Roman Catholic school
Okay.
at Aflao,
Okay.
and then to Keta Secondary.
Okay, so you were in the Roman Catholic school from crèche to JHS.
Yes, to
Okay.
JHS, yeah.
I mean, that's great. So
Then to Keta Secondary, then later to KNEST.
were you stubborn in school, primary JSS? Did you used to get yourself punished a lot in school?
No, I was rather punishing people.
Tell me about it. How were you punishing people?
Like, I've always, I've told you where, I was born and coming from. So, like, I wouldn't meddle in all kinds of uncalled for discussions and all that. And I was always resolute in class, wanted to be number one in class, and as always. So it ended me up with a group of three of us, three boys. So it's either...
Can I get their names?
The
The names. Very important.
It's George and Christian, George and Christian. Yeah, so
George and Christian, what are their surnames? George what, Christian what?
It's George Noshi and Edda Christian. Yeah. So like I ended up in a group of three guys, including myself.
Okay.
So if I am not the first, I'll be the second, or in the worst case, the third. And that has been the routine in lower primary until even upper primary, until I moved to another Roman Catholic school.
For junior high?
For junior high, yes.
But what were some of the punishments you used to give to people?
And punishments, one of them is to write your name.
You were a class prefect?
Yeah, I was a class prefect, school prefect, also, at a point in time. And so, as a class prefect, we'll write names. I will write names, and then you have some stubborn ones in class who warn you, despite the fact that, they are talking, you don't write their names. And then I also have my security in the class who would say that he's been talking too much, so you can write his name, whatever he wants to do. Okay. We are here, we'll see what he can do. So, and then my security, knowing very well that they are providing me that security, perhaps I will not write their names and all that. So they will always be there for whichever stubborn guy in the class who would want to attack me to come and attack me. So they would escort me home in instances of that nature, making sure that nobody touches me. And of course, if your name is being written, the punishments are that perhaps the class teacher will come, name being submitted. It's either he lashes the people whose names are written, or would ask them to bring brooms, or brooms mostly, or some other items that we could use, in the school to keep, hygiene and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so your security, were they your two friends?
No, they were not my...
Who are they?
Some of them are...
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah,
okay. But was there a teacher, maybe primary JHS, that had an impact in your life?
Yeah, two main teachers. One, I understand, passed away a couple of months ago. but I was not even in town to attend the funeral. We usually refer to her as Mrs. Abajivo.
Okay.
Yeah. And she passed on. And then Mr. Cosmos. I don't know where he is now.
Okay.
Yeah, he is alive. Those were two key teachers who really had great influence on our lives. Mrs. Abajivo would largely give you the opportunity to even mark some of the objective papers before she would later go through and all that. So it was already making me become conversant with how to tick my
study
answers whenever I was giving those answer sheets or answer booklets.
Okay.
And Mr. Cosmos was very much motivational and also telling you some of the things that you should be expecting and why you don't have to limit yourself to only things that are taught in the classroom, and that the classroom largely guides you to learn how to read and write. But the things that you will know in life are largely that of self-education.
Mm-hmm.
Since you know how to read and write, you can read as many books as you want and write as many as you want. So you need to really make time for yourself, for your studies and all that. And such have been very key guiding principles for me growing up. Yeah, and been very helpful.
So the school prefects, were you a school prefect in just primary, or you were a school prefect in GHS as well?
Yeah, school prefect in primary.
So we moved to GHS. What were some of your favorite subjects in GHS?
GHS, I was very much interested in science.
Okay.
And maths.
Mm-hmm.
And then social studies. Yeah. And English is also one aspect that's, yeah. And I wouldn't take the rest of the subjects for granted, but the ones I mentioned were where my passion really lied, and I was so much excited each time we had any one of them. Yeah.
So we moved from GHS, you write your BEC, you passed your BEC, then you moved to what school?
To get that secondary.
So with all this, that means you grew up in the palace, right?
Yes.
So with all this and this palace job, were there a time that you were given the chance to stop schooling and come and do your job as what you're supposed to do in the palace?
No, not that I remember. The only time that a scenario like that happened was when I wanted to go to senior secondary school at the time, where one of my siblings, elder siblings, told me or refused the idea of me going to secondary school, and that it was important for me to learn some trade. And I vehemently disagreed. And that brought, some kind of misunderstanding between us. And I never bothered about that, because the vibe from me has never been to go and learn a trade, but to continue with my education. Yeah, for my education. So, I mean, he took it so personal, but he never bothered me. Yeah.
Okay. So now you go to the time was what's senior secondary, senior high, okay, senior secondary. Let's go. You go to Kita. How was it like going to Kita? I mean, just cast your mind back.
Yeah, life in Kita school was so amazing. I mean, there I began to realize that I have the potential to stay alone. I mean, no parents around, you are alone with friends and all that. And so that was where I also realized the responsibility to my own safety
Mm-hmm.
and the need for self-discipline, and all that were learned in Keta Secondary School. But at the time we were actually transiting, at the time it was whether secondary school should be for 2 years or for 3 years or for 4 years.
Yeah.
All that, yeah.
So how many years was your
So we batch spent 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, in secondary school. So I was in Keta Secondary School from 2000 to 2002. Yeah, so we spent 2 years to really prepare for
SSC.
SSC, and it went so well. Yeah.
So do you transition to Keta with your friends, your two friends? Did they also?
No, I think they also went their ways, but I wasn't so much like interested in what they were doing during till date. Just needed to pay attention to my own life. The pressure was really, really hard. Something that was being, a program that was being read by so many people 3 years and perhaps even 4 years.
Yeah.
You had to read within 2 years, and you always wanted to be one of the best and all that. So all my mind was on that. And
are you competitive?
I don't know what you mean by being competitive, but for me, I'm very much competitive with myself.
Okay.
I always want to be a better version of myself every single time. But with others, I think we could be more complementary than competitive. Yeah. So I don't really look at others and want to necessarily be like them. Because I know that I'm carrying something that they don't have, and perhaps they also carry something that I don't have. Yeah. So we can always merge and get better rather than he being or she being like me and me being like them.
Yeah.
So
do you have any memorable moment from senior high, senior secondary school? Any memorable moments?
Yeah, my memorable moment in senior high was when I was vying for the position of the school prefect. And then that was the time that I was given the accolade, the aspiring politician or the young politician at the time. Yeah, and that was really memorable.
What were some of the things that happened that makes it very memorable?
Yeah, and I mean, from that time that I declared my intention to vie for the prefect position, so so many people began to kind of pay more attention to me. I couldn't hide myself anymore. Anywhere I was passing, it's like, people are pointing fingers at you, or he's the one, this and all that. So it's made me popular. So, yeah.
Okay. So now from secondary school, you go to the university.
Yes.
So you went straight away. So after the 2 years,
I didn't really go straight away. I did so many, things, and in terms of work, yeah, I needed to settle quickly, and life right after I've finished my secondary school wasn't the way I expected.
What happened?
I had one of my elder brothers who was a key financier in the armed force at the time, who passed on. He's gone on a mission, and whatever happened, what didn't happen, by the time he came, he got seriously ill, was admitted at 37 military hospital. In the next moment, he was gone. Okay. And so it's been a blow to the whole family, because he was a key, provider for the family. So at that point in time, I realized that I really needed to
sit up.
Sit up and get myself settled rather than going to school. So I took up a job at as a lab technician at Diamond Cement in Aflao.
Okay.
And you know, money was coming, so I decided to settle. So I got married, and I lived that life for a number of years. I think 3-4 years before finally deciding to go back to the university. Yeah.
That as a lab technician, I mean, when you spoke about lab, my mind went straight to the hospital, and so you said Diamond Cement. As a lab technician at a cement place, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, we would test for the quality of cement. You know, there are certain components that need to be in their right ratios and proportions. We'll test for them, ensuring that the mills run, properly.
Okay.
And sometimes some of the triggers may have issues that may make maybe certain quantities of clinker pour a lot more in the system than normal. So periodically, when you go and take samples of the products, you test for all those and making sure that the ratios and proportions are in place. So if they are not in place, then you have to communicate to whoever that is in charge of those servers to review the conditions of the servers and make sure that things are done properly.
That was very interesting. Very interesting. So, I mean, you didn't study anything about that. So, how were you able to learn? You learned on the job.
Yeah, I learned on the job, and at the time, the employers also wanted someone with science background.
Okay.
And I've always been a science, guy. So when I went, with a couple of other people. But after the aptitude test, we're shortlisted for another interview, and then I was picked to do that job. So it wasn't like difficult because already I've had exposure to labs, I've understood, elements and their characteristics and all that. So blending with, the practicals there was more like my usual lab works in school, so that wasn't difficult. Yeah.
So you settled, you got married, and you went to school. What school did you attend?
Yeah, I went to KNUST.
And what did you study?
Where I read BSc Agriculture. Yeah.
Why agriculture?
And I majored in economics.
Okay, so why agriculture and economics?
I'm Greek because even at the time, I realized that food is perhaps the basic fuel for life, on Earth. So I needed to understand the dynamics of food and food production and all that. So, I was divided between a Greek and as at the time herbal medicine.
Okay.
Yes, those were the two options, I considered. But I had a feeler that I could easily get some scholarship at the Faculty of Agric as compared with the herbal medicine. Herbal medicine was just being rolled out by KNUST at the time. So I decided to try to Agric, and it went so well. My second year, I got I won the scholarship, and that took me through
the school.
Yeah, the school.
So after school, then what's next?
Yeah, after school, national service, and then the banking job.
banking job.
Yeah, and then to what I do now.
How long did you stay in the banking job?
Banking job for about a year.
Oh, you worked for just a year?
Yeah, for just a year.
All this other you were saying all this is I thought you were there for long.
No, not for long. I couldn't withstand the pressure. And even working in the bank, each time family members heard, they knew that I was having money, but I wasn't giving them money. Each time they needed money, I was the first point of call at the time, but I was not having the money.
Yeah.
The money was not mine. So it was giving me a whole lot of pressure as well,
I understand.
Yeah, the pressure was just too much.
Pressure was getting real.
Yeah, I mean, it was not that it was real. Very, very real, So
since you're from a royal family, that means that someday you're going to be a king.
Well, I for now it's not. I'm always a king anyway.
There's a session, this thing line. There's a time it will get to you.
Yeah, but you can't be sure on such.
Okay, yeah.
Because someone is occupying the throne.
Yeah.
And if it's your desire that you must by all means be on that throne, then you may end up wanting to push out someone or get rid of someone, that. But that's not my mind is not there. Okay. I'm always a king. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a king. Yeah.
King Kwametsey.
Yeah, King Kwametsey.
So how is the wife?
Yeah, my wife is fine.
You have kids?
Yeah, I mean, my wife, Margaret, Mrs. Margaret Kwametsey.
Okay.
And I have 4 children together. Yeah.
How many girls and boys? Or just
3 boys and 1 beautiful girl.
Is she the last one?
No, she's the second. My firstborn, Shalom Kwametsey, is in the University of Ghana now. Second, reading IT, and she's the second at Achimota Secondary.
Okay.
Now reading STEM, came to second.
Oh wow, STEM.
Then you have Cephas and Jeffrey. I mean, they are in, would I say, upper primary now. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And I've told them that it was important for every one of them to pursue science as a foundation. Any other thing they would want to read later, they can.
Okay.
But I think that science is an integral part of who we are as a people. So, and today, certain things I'm beginning to understand about humanity, about life in general, if not for my basic foundation in science, it was going to be difficult, extremely difficult. Yeah. Perhaps I will be one of the most superstitious people on earth, if not for that kind of foundation. Yeah. So I think it's just important for them. And I've always told them that assuming today I am no more, assuming today I'm dead, I want to let them understand that one of the best gifts they can give themselves is to make sure that they study science till the secondary school level, and any other thing they want to do, they can go ahead and do it. It's going to help them a lot. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. So what kind of father are you? What kind of father will your kids say you are?
Life is perspective.
Yeah.
I am a kind of father who is almost always there, to the extent that sometimes I feel that my being there almost always could be inimical to their growth and development. Yeah. And so sometimes I try to, withdraw a little bit to let them really explore, because life partly is also about experience.
Yeah.
And so if you are not allowing them to face the music squarely and to have their own experience, you know, it may end up hitting back at you as a father. Yeah. So yes, sometimes I am there, but I don't want my presence to be felt.
Okay.
Yeah. Be at the background, and as and when
They need you.
really I'm needed, then I come through.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed the conversation, even though I started being like, but I like how we started. And thank you so much. Do you have anything to ask me?
Oh, just to say that the interview has ended so soon. I wish perhaps we had continued.
So what should you talk about? Tell me what you wanted to talk about so that I can go. What are we to be covered?
Say it.
What are we to be covered?
Oh, we've covered a lot though. Yeah, we've covered a lot. But this thing that you were actually asking me about, yoga,
Yeah.
you know, and all its perceptions and all that.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a huge area that we've got to really, really look at. I think one thing that is worrying us had to do with religion as against.
Before, what church you attend?
Oh, I'm an Assemblies of God.
Okay.
Guy, but with all the things I see nowadays, you know, and understand nowadays, it's making me kind of worried as to why we do the things
We do.
we do.
What's your opinion on religion?
And my opinion on religion is that religion, unfortunately, is used against humanity, more like a mind control thing.
Yeah.
You see, religion is made a lot of people to become superstitious instead of being scientific. You see, and I can give you a scenario where somebody is being infested with some bacteria. Okay. But because the person doesn't understand microbes and how microbes behave, the person would say that this is a spiritual attack. But for a doctor or a scientist who understands, or a physician who understands mechanisms of microbes, who asks the med lab guy to run some tests, then they will subject whichever substance they might have taken from this person to bigger lenses to see what is actually happening. So there is something physical that is happening, but perhaps at the microscopic stage, that person who doesn't understand that level of life concludes that it's spiritual attack. You see, then the doctor with the med lab person and then the physician come together, and then they realize that this is the problem and this is the solution to it. And then they provide the person the solution. And the person will be like, hey, if not God that healed me, I would have been dead by now. Meanwhile, if that person had understood the microscopic nature of things, he might have perhaps known that maybe because of this thing that I ate, that thing that I ate, that got infested, perhaps is the reason why this thing is happening to me and all that.
But
you see,
do you believe that there are things that happen spiritually?
It's not like I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if you say that, do you believe?
Mm-hmm.
Belief for me is more like something that you don't know.
Okay.
But instead of admitting that you don't know, you don't want to admit that you don't know. So you want to say, I believe. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So if you don't know the thing, you just say that I don't know. If you know, you know. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've just told you that things happen in at the microscopic level,
Yeah.
and even at the nano level that we don't see with our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
If only we understand how things work, we don't need to believe. We will just know.
No. I mean, what you're saying, I mean, there can be a debate.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I mean, we agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You all are entitled to opinion.
Yeah, of course.
Some people are very religious. Some people of the notion that everything that happens to them, there's a spirit attacking them. Some people too believe that anything that happens to them, it is life. It is a disease that caused it. Maybe I didn't, just like you say, you didn't eat there's something you ate that caused it. Some people too think it's my family member. So, I mean, potato.
Yeah, life is also perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make them wrong anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, today there's so much information there. Life is said to be also holographic. You see, what you believe to be true and your definition of what happens to you, the kind of definition that you attach to the thing, are the things that will make you act in a way, and that will create your reality.
Yeah.
So if you say that you are good, you are not wrong. And if you say that you are bad too,
I know.
you are not wrong. The same person that is good
Can be bad.
So the universe just supports us whichever direction
We want to go.
And so for me, there's nothing like this one is good or that one is bad. If you perceive it good, that's the effect you will have. You see, if you perceive it bad, that's the effect you also have.
Yeah.
You invited me when I came. You said you were what?
Shy,
intimidated. Someone can perceive that to mean you not being fair to them.
Yeah.
Another person can perceive it to be a source of strength. So I decided to perceive it as a source of strength. And it made me so excited, so happy. So then I'm like, oh, my yoga is really working. You know, my yoga is at work. Oh, this thing is really, really working and all that, you know. But another person too might take it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we are not here to say that someone is wrong or someone is right, but you just do what really resonates with you.
Sure.
We are all energy and we affect each other, you know, equally. So, I mean, just be you. And that's it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate.
And it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, same here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.